Sometimes we think transformation demands grand plans, years of effort, or perfect timing. But the truth is, your life begins to change the moment you decide to do something small and do it consistently. 6 minutes may sound too little to make a difference, but these 6 minutes can set the tone for the other 434 minutes of your day. The first minute belongs to gratitude. Before your feet even touch the ground, breathe and whisper thank you. For life, for the chance to try again, for another sunrise that's entirely yours. Gratitude doesn't ignore problems. It simply reminds you that even in chaos, there is something to be thankful for. Gratitude roots you in strength, not struggle. In the second minute, speak to yourself with intention. The world will call you many things, but your voice must be the loudest in your own head. Say it clearly. I am capable. I am focused. I am becoming better every single day. You may not believe it at first, but repetition transforms belief, and belief transforms destiny. The third minute is for movement. Life moves, and so must you. Jump, stretch, dance, breathe. Movement wakes up your cells, floods your mind with oxygen, and signals your body to rise above hesitation. When you move your body, you move your energy. And when your energy shifts, your entire reality begins to shift too. The power of tiny habits is one of the most underrated forces in human growth. We often look for dramatic change, something that flips our world overnight, something that feels cinematic. But real change doesn't work like that. Transformation is a quiet process, not a loud one. It's built in moments when no one's watching, in tiny decisions that seem meaningless in the moment but build meaning over time. 6 minutes a day might not seem like much, but those minutes hold the power to rewrite your future. Imagine what happens when you give just a few minutes each day to becoming slightly better. Not perfect, just better. You train your mind to understand consistency, your heart to believe in progress, and your soul to embrace patience. That's the hidden beauty of small habits. They don't just change your routine, they reshape your identity. When you commit to something small, you're telling your brain that you can be trusted. Each time you follow through on a tiny habit, your mind begins to believe, I am a person who keeps promises. And that belief becomes your foundation for bigger changes. It's never about the 6 minutes. It's about the discipline those 6 minutes represent. Over time, that small act of showing up daily builds momentum. Momentum turns into motivation, motivation into mastery, and mastery into transformation. The person who starts small doesn't stay small. They simply start where they are. A 6-minute habit may look like a drop in the ocean. But remember, every ocean begins with a single drop. We underestimate what consistency can do. People wait for the perfect day, the perfect plan, or the perfect time to start, not realizing that perfection is the biggest excuse for procrastination. The truth is, it's not the size of your action that changes you. It's the commitment to that action. 6 minutes spent reading, breathing, stretching, or journaling every day is worth far more than 1 hour spent once a month in distraction. Because what you repeat, you reinforce. What you reinforce, you become. Small habits compound. Just as one negative thought repeated becomes a belief, one positive habit repeated becomes a lifestyle. There's science behind this too. The brain loves patterns. When you repeat a behavior consistently, neural pathways begin to strengthen. That's how habits form, through repetition and reward. So if you give your brain 6 minutes of focused, positive action each day, it begins to expect that reward, the calm, the progress, the clarity. Over time, you don't have to force discipline, your brain starts craving it. You begin to look forward to that time because it feels good, and your identity begins to align with your habits. You no longer say, I'm trying to be better. You say, this is who I am now. That's the moment transformation takes root. Think about it. 6 minutes is shorter than a song. The second minute is about affirming your power, because what you say to yourself becomes the script your life follows. Words are not just sounds. They are vibrations that shape your mindset, your emotions, and your reality. Every word you repeat to yourself programs your subconscious mind, and your subconscious controls nearly everything you do, your confidence, your reactions, your fears, and your sense of worth. When you speak to yourself with doubt, you shrink your potential before you even begin. But when you affirm your strength, your focus, and your direction, You send a signal to your brain that you are capable, ready, and deserving of success. That single minute of affirmations each morning is not a ritual. It's a declaration of identity. You're not trying to become something, you're reminding yourself of what already exists within you. Think about how often we speak negatively to ourselves without even realizing it. We say, I can't, I'm not good enough, maybe it's not for me. These words quietly build invisible walls around us. Affirmations are how you tear those walls down. When you say, I am confident, I am intelligent, I am resilient, you are not lying to yourself. You are choosing to focus on the version of you that is capable of growth. The mind is like a garden. What you water grows. If you keep watering doubt, fear will bloom. If you water belief, courage will rise. That 1 minute every day is your chance to choose what grows inside you. Affirmations also create emotional alignment. When you speak empowering words, you begin to feel them. Emotion is energy in motion, and words give direction to that energy. When you say, I am unstoppable, you start to carry yourself differently. You stand taller, breathe deeper, and take action more decisively. The body responds to the mind, and the mind responds to words. That's why people who talk about themselves with confidence tend to act with confidence. You don't have to wait until you feel brave to speak like it. Speak like it until you feel it. That's how confidence is built, through repetition, not through miracles. Science supports this too. When you affirm positive beliefs, your brain releases neurotransmitters that reduce stress and improve focus. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning and decision making, becomes more active. Your brain literally starts preparing for success because your words told it to. It's as if your affirmations are giving your brain a daily set of instructions. Here's what we're doing. Here's who we are. Here's where we're going. That direction becomes your mental GPS. Without affirmations, your thoughts wander. With them, they align. The beauty of affirmations is that they don't take time. They take intention. You can speak them while brushing your teeth, walking, or looking in the mirror. What matters is conviction. Look yourself in the eyes and say it like you mean it, even if your voice shakes. Say it again and again until it doesn't feel like a statement. It feels like truth. Over time, those truths become part of your character. The person who once doubted themselves begins to move differently, think differently, and attract differently. That's the quiet magic of the second minute. It teaches you to command your inner voice instead of being controlled by it. Because when your words change, your world begins to follow. The third minute is about movement, a simple, intentional act of reminding your body that you are alive, capable, and in control of your energy. Movement is more than exercise, it's communication with your inner self. When you move your body, you send a message to your mind that you are ready to take on the day. That minute of motion might seem small, stretching, walking in place, deep breathing, or doing a few push-ups, but it sparks a powerful physical and psychological shift. Your body holds energy, emotions, and tension from your thoughts. When you move, you release that tension. You let go of stagnation and invite flow. The mind cannot focus when the body is stiff. Movement breaks the stiffness and makes space for clarity, confidence, and creativity to rise. When you wake up, your body has been still for hours. Blood circulation slows, energy feels dull, and your mind hasn't yet caught up to the new day. But the moment you start moving, even for 60 seconds, oxygen begins to flow faster, your heart rate rises, and your brain wakes up. It's like turning on the power inside you. You might not realize it, but that rush of oxygen triggers the release of endorphins, the natural chemicals that make you feel happier and more motivated. This is why so many successful people swear by morning movement. It's not about the workout, it's about the energy it unlocks. You don't need a gym, a trainer, or fancy routines. You just need 1 minute of conscious motion that tells your body, I'm alive and I'm ready. A movement is also a form of emotional cleansing. When you feel stuck mentally, you often feel stuck physically too. That's not a coincidence. The body and mind are deeply connected. A tired posture often reflects tired thoughts. But when you lift your shoulders, open your chest, and breathe deeply, you shift your emotional state instantly. You remind yourself that you're not a victim of your emotions. You are the creator of your state. That's why dancers, athletes, and performers warm up their bodies before doing anything important. They know that the body must be prepared before the mind can fully perform. You can use this same principle every day. Take 1 minute to stretch, rotate your arms, breathe with intention, and feel your energy rise. Science confirms this link between physical movement and mental performance. Studies show that even brief periods of activity improve cognitive function, focus, and memory. Your brain literally becomes sharper when your body is active. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. Movement tunes your body so your mind can play in harmony. It's a signal to every cell that it's time to engage, time to show up, time to move forward. But beyond science, there's also symbolism in that 1 minute of motion. It's a physical expression of momentum. You are telling the universe that you're not staying where you were yesterday. You're moving, even if it's just a small step, a stretch, or a breath. Progress isn't always about huge leaps. It's about refusing to remain still. 1 minute of movement each day might not change your muscles overnight, but it changes your mindset immediately. And mindset is what builds the life you want. Movement also builds discipline. The person who can commit to 1 minute of purposeful action every morning is building the foundation for greater actions later. You're proving to yourself that no matter how busy or tired you are, you can still show up. And showing up is the first step to any success. Movement teaches you to overcome resistance, to do something even when it's inconvenient. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. So when that third minute comes, don't underestimate it. Move, jump, stretch, breathe deeply. Let your energy expand beyond yesterday's limits. Let your heartbeat remind you that you are powerful and present. In that single minute, you're not just moving your body, you're awakening your spirit, because the person who starts the day in motion carries unstoppable energy into